Hi Libras, welcome to your January 2018 readings. Almost at 2017. Way off. Hopefully everybody's been having a good New Year's. It's a bit different scenery here. I'm at a hotel. Things have just been happening one thing after another. It's all good though. Nothing I can't handle. So I gotta tend to multiple things at once here. So everybody's video should be coming out at around the same time, mid-months, considering this is coming out in the first week. I might do them a little bit differently, group the earth signs and the water signs together. And then timestamp it, just to save some time, because I got some, I don't know if you can see it, I got some schoolwork that's on the bed there that I gotta tend to. I got a test that I gotta finish. And with work, it's just been crazy. Sorry. The phone just turned on there for no reason. All sorts of weird things have been happening, you guys. I'm just waiting for the energies to get interrupted here. Actually, the light in my room has been flickering like on and off a lot lately. The bulb went out and I changed it, and then it burnt out again and I changed it. And then I fell off of the chair that I was standing on the third time I changed it. I got impatient. That's what happened. So if you're standing on a chair, take your time when you're doing something. If you got to change a light bulb, just, you know, from experience. Generally speaking, I usually injure myself before a cancer video. I wasn't doing cancer that day, so it's just a little, it's a little odd, but it's true. I lit my hair on fire once before I did a cancer video. I've done some stupid stuff, you guys. It just happens. It's not intentional, you know. Or the first card we have is the Knave of Cups. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Two of Swords. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Six of Swords. We have Judgment. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And we have the Ace of Cups. You guys got really good cards. Generally speaking, everybody's been getting good cards. It's a good start to the new year. And now I'm going to burst everybody's bubble and be a realist and bring up the messages that the cards see fit here. I always feel bad when I burst somebody's bubble too, because I know that feeling. Like, my dad's a Capricorn. I've gone through that feeling my whole life. But, you know, it's useful information, and it's information that you need to move forward. So hopefully I can convey that. Hopefully not in the manner that, you know, a Capricorn would. Nothing against Capricorns. I love them. I got a soft spot for Capricorns. I find them hilarious, you know, like, just the way they deliver news sometimes. I guess, you know, as a Sag, I'm no better. I'm guilty of it too, you know, I'm blunt. So for the home section, okay, it seems like at home, some of you could be separated from your home, like due to work. I get this quite often for Libras. Or you could have a job that's at a distance from you. Some of you might be considering a move, okay? If you're considering a move, the cards are saying it is positive. You have the Ace of Cups here, okay? So it's like kind of the message I'm getting. If you are interested in moving, then you need to be clear and decisive about your desires, your ambitions, and your passions, like where everything lies. What direction do you want to go? You have to envision it, and you have to be very decisive. It's like when you're making a wish, you want to be clear on the words you use. Because if you know, that saying, be careful what you wish for, because you just may get it, and wording is everything. It's kind of the same message I'm getting with your thought process, because once you've clearly decided that and it's factual in your mind, like you know it, you've decided 100%, it's kind of like the universe is going to supply you with a little bit of magic and make things happen. So like the right place will come up for you. It'll be it's kind of like you'll get a bargain, you know, like you'll find a place that has more than what you wanted for the right price. Some of you could be moving from roommates even. I do see some of you, and I feel like it's masculine energy, having to do with children. There could be a separation. You guys could come back together. You and your partner can come back together. It is saying that if you're considering going back to a partner, okay, as long as you've reflected and you've gotten some healing, you know, you've seen what part you played and you've seen what part the other person played, and every person, you know, has a part to play in it. It is saying that if you wanted to heal that relationship, it is fixable. It is fixable. The space could have done you guys good. In other cases, it's saying, you know, for some of you, whether you're male or female, you could have been dealing with a narcissist and you separated from them. So you want to ensure that you're not getting sucked back into it. For others of you, I see some of you moving. Okay, you have some sort of direction you want to go. And here's the thing, okay, you're not going to, it's all going to be intuitively, you're mentally in your head about making this decision, but you're going to have to use your intuition about it, because this is not a decision that you're going to be able to make with the material senses. It's going to have to be, or mentally, it's like you're blinded from it, is what I'm getting. That sounds weird, yes I know, but it's your intuition that's going to lead you, your feelings, like I always say that your feelings are your compass. That's your inner compass, okay? Because like even if you trust your gut feeling, and it to you in the material realm, it seems like it was a wrong decision to make. Like, you know, you asked a person out, you dated them, things didn't go right. Okay, so then you're like, oh, well, I shouldn't have trusted my feeling or my intuition on that one. Like, it was off. Okay, no, it wasn't. It was meant to, you were meant to see that person for some sort of reason, some sort of lesson. You learned a little bit more about what you want and what you don't want. Excuse my speech. Apparently I can't speak English. I don't know. It's my first language. I don't know what's going on, people. It is like still Sag Mercury time, where that is my energy too. I got a Sag Mercury placement. So, I mean, I've been getting a lot. I don't know if you want to call them downloads, spiritual messages, whatever. I've been getting a lot happening lately. You were meant to meet that person specifically. For some of you, it was to have children. Okay, so like, again, I've said this in, I think, Aries' video and a few other people's videos over the past few years. Okay, so if you got in a relationship and you think, I wish I never got with that person at all, you had kids with that person, you're still regretting being with them. Okay, what you need to understand is that, you know, after every lesson, there's a blessing, okay? And you got your blessing within the lesson, which was you were meant to come into contact with that person because you had children. Those children are the best gift you've ever received in your life. Like, obviously, if you have the kids, you love the kids. You know what I mean? So out of that negativity came positivity. Okay, life's full of irony, right? Like, so the two of you may have just come together to have those children, you know, and then carry on your way. So now, like, you got to see that negative as a positive, all right? And, you know, for some of you, I think you're concerned about, okay, divorced children end up getting 4 parents that love them instead of 2. So, I mean, they get double the love. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? So don't be feeling guilty, okay? Like, you got to see the magic, the blessings, okay, within your lessons here, all right? Some of you need to get out of this, some of you need to take a trip. It could be very beneficial for you. Some of you may need a little time away from your children. Your children could be driving you nuts. I don't know, maybe the holidays, they got a lot of energy. And if that's the case, then you may want to get them into a sport. I'm seeing one child may be more like, I'm getting science, so they may be more inquisitive. So you might want to find something that piques their curiosity mentally. So they could be good at even on a chess team. I played chess when I was younger. Probably don't look like the type, but yeah, I played chess when I was younger, and I enjoyed chess. And chess is, honest to God, it's a valuable skill to have, life skill. It's a excellent. People that know chess, they have excellent problem solving skills. I mean, like, you never know. You could have a kid that could become a chess master or something like that. Or, if nothing else, it's a valuable life skill for them to have. They'll be excellent problem solvers when they get older, and they consider variables too. Some of you may play chess. Maybe you want to find a friend that you can play with, or even volunteer your time down over at. I know they do it sometimes at the parks, the local parks, but you can go to the elderly homes and you can play chess with people there. Volunteer your time. Libras are pretty given. You have another kid that you have one that's more of a dreamer. Could even be good in science, but you have one that's much more physical. So that kid could be good at something like rugby, hockey, soccer. They need something to physically drain them out. Chess might not be physical for the other kid. Like, you might not think it might drain them out, but there's been experiments done on chess masters and bodybuilders who exerts more energy, and the chess master was actually exerting more energy than the bodybuilder was, which was surprising to me. If you're considering a new move, there's definitely a new move for you. But again, depending on your situation, what you're moving for, you want to be decisive about it, because the universe will start like bringing things in place to you. And for others of you that are regretting a relationship that no kids came from, well, I mean, you were meant to meet that person to bump you onto your next part of the journey. It's kind of like what are those arcade machines, pinball machines, you know, like, it bounces around before a lot and gets hit around. It's not the best metaphor or analogy, but you know, it's what my Leo moon's coming up with, so we're going with it. But it's like it bounces around a lot, and you know, like, before it gets up there into that section where everything starts lighting up and it gets extra points, you know, like, so like some of you, it's a distance you have to move. And what's interesting with this card, I'm getting like, I'm getting musical notes with it. Some of you could be writers, like you write music, because you got a lot of water here. Water tends to be the more creative, like painting energy and lyrics. See, and oddly enough, I'm getting like Moroccos or maracas with that. Is that how you say that? Like the. I'm hearing it. I'm actually hearing Major Lazer. I don't know if you guys know his music. One of his songs, Jump. I'm hearing that song. I don't know why. I'm actually hearing a few of Major Lazer's songs. Maybe they have some importance to you guys. Music, if you're ever feeling down, I do feel like at some point you guys might be dragged down a little bit. Music will elevate you. You want to ensure that you're listening to positive, upbeat music. Dance it off. Sounds weird, but music that's been done for centuries. Like, a lot of different cultures use it. So it's Albert Einstein himself used music for problem solving. I find it kind of hysterical that just recently, it was a few months ago, a group of scientists did an experiment, which means they wasted a ton of money on the experiment to find out if music had problem-solving skills, helped creativity and stuff like that. Turned out to be true. The reason why I find it hysterical is because, I mean, it was proven already by one of the most brilliant minds in the world, Albert Einstein. He proved that theory a long time ago. And if his work didn't speak for itself, like, I mean, I don't know what kind of more evidence the scientific community needed, you know, or they had all the evidence there. If you're stuck on problems and if you're studying, classical music would be the best way to go. Classical music is awesome for studying. If you're stuck on a problem, classical music is actually really good for that too. Also, classical music, you could find that you might start channel writing, or you might start finding that you're writing really fast. Like it's like things are coming to you faster than you actually thought. So it could help you with creative writing. Definitely will help you with problem solving if you like classical music. If you're feeling negative energy, you want to dance it off. You're at home, nobody's going to see you. Some of you have a choice about roommates too. You may live with 3 people and you want to downgrade to 2. Some of you may live on your own and you need to get a roommate to cut on costs. And then some of you, it's like you want to move. I'm feeling like you want to head in a specific direction towards somebody that you feel like, I don't know if you feel like it's a soulmate of yours or a twin flame, because these cards are based on mythology from Thor and Odin days, and this is, you know, it's basically like the story of a twin flame. Like every tree has one trunk and it's split into 2. So it's like, I don't want to get into the story because I'm going to say it wrong and it's going to be quite long. Try to keep these videos shorter. It's not going well. But it's like looking for the other half. Okay. So it's like if you're considering moving, you may move and then find your other half. Some of you may have to move for work. If you're having problems at home, it would be due to your emotions. Okay, mentally and emotionally, you're off balance. It's like your emotions are pulling you one direction, and mentally you're being pulled another direction. And this is odd. It's like the monthly, either the end of January, the end of December. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't speak. The end of December's reading, or January's monthly reading, one of them I did talk about something similar to this. It's like, because your emotions are off and then you're mentally off, it's like your perceptions aren't aligned. So you do have, like, out of all my cards, like, I don't like bringing up narcissists because there's a whole misconception about them, and I mean, people bring them up like they exist everywhere. I mean, there's a lot more of them due to society and, you know, technology and stuff and the way society's being raised now. But this is my narcissist card. If you look at it, it's like this guy's painting the art. He's doing all the work, you know, and then you have these 2 other people taking credit for his work. Like they're getting paid. That's what they're looking at, the money. They're not looking at the actual art. They're just concerned about the finances. It's like, keep doing your craft. Don't worry about what other people or how other people perceive you. All right, your time's coming. I mean, you may have to put your resume out or even apply to quite a few houses or jobs. I'm getting improv in your reading too, Libra. I don't know why. I got improv in somebody else's reading. I can't remember which sign. If you're an actor, improv may be the best way to go. Or freshening up on your improv skills could do you, could benefit you. or you've pigeonholed yourself into one category and you need to like step out of your comfort zone and get into another one somehow. This is even with your artwork. It's like if you're displaying your artwork, I got this before for you guys, in just an art gallery. Well, you need to understand art is much wider than that, okay? Like you can knock on fashion stores' doors and hang your artwork up in their stores and sell it. But you can also start knocking on musicians' doors because your artwork could be the cover for their CD. You know, if you're writing lyrics even, well, then you need to start knocking on people's doors. And don't be afraid of rejection either. Like J.K. Rowling had a number of doors like slammed in front of her face. And I bet you they're all kicking themselves in the cooster now, right? Had she given up, her oh my goodness, her book, such a simple word too, her book would have never gotten out to the public. And I mean, not even gonna lie, people, I love Harry Potter. Once a year I go through a Harry Potter marathon, so the world would have been missing out on quite a bit. Okay, so what you have at work though, okay, you are going to have to establish boundaries. You're going to have to avoid some people, all right? I mean, you could have a covert narcissist around you. Now, those would be harder to detect if you're not trained. They can seem like really nice people, but they are out for themselves. You want to focus definitely on details of your own job. Like don't worry about what other people are doing. Focus on yourself, right? Because there could be errors if you're not completely focused, right? I mean, and I am getting like a lot of hard work, okay? Like you're not going to get instant if it's a creative project you're going after or you're like pursuing, it's not going to be instantly. I mean, there's no glory without pain, right? So like the pain has to come in, unfortunately. It's not there's going to have to be some rejection. There's going to have to be some knocking on doors and getting it slammed. There's going to have to be some haters. There's going to have to be some conflict. There's going to have to be some bumps in the road. There's going to have to be, you know, I'm not going to say like you're going to lose your job, but there's going to be like, you may have to change jobs, okay? And anything that's happening is meant to happen to get you onto the direction that you need to go, okay? It's not to be punished. It's not to make things more difficult, okay? You want to consider it as training. You basically want to consider it as the universe giving you tools and training you. As far as romance is concerned, like, I don't have the Lover's card here. Whenever I get the Lover's card, I usually do the whole bow, chicka bow, wow, chicka bow. I didn't get the card, but I got the noise, people. Like, Libras are out there journeying. They got options. Some of you ladies out there, you got like 6 options around you, you know? Like, and here's the thing, Libra, okay? You don't want to go for material happiness, okay? The material happiness always comes after the emotional, okay? Because you need the love. You got to have the love to build, all right? Because there is one person in particular, he could be a water sign, but he's coming across as an air sign, and I mean, air signs got bad reps, people. They really do. Like, I'm not sure why people hate against them so much in the love area, but for my observation, okay, I got a Virgo rising. I do observe quite a bit, and I got quite a bit of Scorpio. For my observation in the patterns that I've noticed, air signs tend to be the more, okay, people say they're not romantic, but they are. They're more like the movie romantic, though. Like, this person could be an air sign. And what I mean by like movie romantic, I mean like, you know, like people are always like, oh, I want that love in the movie. Well, if you want that, you need to be going for an air sign. Because air signs are the ones that will whisk you off, take you to a restaurant, you know, like they see things in movies and they get the idea, like, okay, yeah, I'll try that, you know, like they're very romantic. I don't know why people say they're not. Okay, Libra's ruled by the heart. They're quite romantic, you know, well, not ruled by the heart, but by Venus. Okay, like, and Venus is love. Okay, love has all the emotions in it too, right? It's not just all like heartwarming and heart filled, you know, there's passion and desire. It's like a volcano, it erupts sometimes where, but there's somebody here that you'll have an emotional connection with and you'll have a mental connection with them. And I'm smirking because like the vibe that I'm getting from the card, like the energy I got from the card is this person's really smitten with you, Libra. They're like really smitten by you. They're kind of like in awe. They're taken back a little bit by you. It's almost like the person looks at you and kind of daydreams a bit. Like, but here's the thing. I also feel like this person may be shy, so you could overlook them, Libra, because like, they may be so smitten by you that they don't feel like they're kind of good, and it's not that they don't feel like they're good enough for you. It's like they may feel like they can't, like they kind of feel like you're this art here, and like the universe has created you for them. I don't know why. This person's like in love with you though. They're like smitten by you. He's coming across as Caucasian though. The person is coming across as Caucasian for some of you. He could even be Irish, Scottish, English. And for others of you, I'm getting like he could be Filipino. I know it's getting quite specific here, right? It could be like this person's not the same culture as you, but they're exotic. Like they're from another country. They could even be an island. Like I'm getting islands. And I mean that could be anywhere, right? Like there's a lot of islands all around the world. Fiji, you know, like my family's from the Azores, Portugal, that's islands. The Philippines, there's islands there. I don't know, but somebody's pretty smitten by you, Libra. You got a lot of options. The thing is, there's like this one person that like I'm concerned you might overlook them. They could be quite shy. Like they're not. They're like a dreamer. You know, they could think that you have a lot of options, so they're not really throwing their name into the cup. It was weird when I said they're not throwing the name into the cup. I got that image in Harry Potter when like he's like it's for the tournament where his name just appears in the out of like the cup. Where I don't know what that means, you guys. Or Libras could. I highly doubt a Libra is competing for somebody because I mean Libra. It's a Libra. Or Libras and Leos, I kind of feel like, you know, people don't really have. They don't really have a chance if they're competing with them. It's honestly what I feel like, where Libras can talk their way through anything, and Leos, come on, man. Well, Leos are pretty charming too. They can lay it on when they need to. In your relationships, you have a lot of bonding, and relationships come in all forms. Keep that in mind, right? So coworkers, things like that. There's a lot of bonding that you have. I feel like you're going to come into contact with one person who's going to make you see potential in different areas in your life. You got a lot of options. You have a lot of beauty here. It's like Libras, you're like seeing through a new set of eyes where it's kind of beautiful, the feeling I'm getting through your reading. There's going to be some magic that happens. With Judgment here, It's like almost like the three wise men there too, eh? It's so weird. With judgment here, this is a call to really like follow your inner your intuition here and break barriers with the self. Going after the options that you want. Like you may be somebody who just does something as a hobby, but it is your passion. You're emotionally like invested in it. You do put a lot of thought and effort into it. A lot of time goes into it. And that could be really something that you could take forward and do something with. So again, I don't know why I'm getting this, that, you know, that singer Sierra, how like she didn't show her face. I'm also seeing like a mask. There's another guy. I get a lot of music in Libra's readings. There's the like kind of like I'm hearing the song, the name's not coming to me. Sidekick. It's Sidekick. He's like a musician. He plays an instrument, he mixes. I like the stuff that he does. It's like everything kind of intertwines with each other. He does remixes. That guy, like, it's almost like somebody, I'm in Sierra, she like covered her face. I think she felt like she wasn't pretty enough or something like that. I don't know why. She's a gorgeous woman. Or it could have been her age, maybe she was concerned about. But if it's like, if you're concerned about that, well, then you have this creative energy here, right? Oops. You have this creative energy here, quite a bit of it. So like, you may need to think outside of the box. It's like, I'm also seeing that Major Lazer song with Sean Paul with the, that song Come On To Me, where they got those like Asian, I don't know if they're Asian or Japanese characters, they're all dancing. It's readings all over the place, man. It's Sag Mercury time. I'm sorry, you guys, things come at me quite quickly. It's like, it's a hard energy to have. It's like a thought within a thought within a thought. Like, and even when you get ideas, it's like an idea within an idea within an idea. It's impossible to get things done sometimes. It's just a constant go, 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 where it's almost like, okay, because I did see the singer Sidekick. He wears a mask, so if you're like concerned about age or something like that, you could be creative and like make a YouTube video of you singing. I am seeing it specifically videos of singing, and it may be a female. And then you just cover your face, you know, like what's another group that does that? Daft Punk. My dad loves them. They didn't show their face for years, you know. Marilyn Manson, you would never recognize him outside of his costume. I think, you know, maybe now, because there might be quite a few pictures, but you wouldn't recognize him outside of his stage persona. You know what I mean? Like, if you're one of those people that want privacy, or you could just be Canadian. If you notice, famous Canadian people, very good at staying in the public eye when they want to, but they are hella private, where like they're never in the media unless they want to be. You're not going to catch the paparazzi isn't going to catch them out in public. They're very good at hiding. It's a little Canadian fact. But you have to make a judgment call here. You have to go after what you want. You got to follow your intuition. And it's like, if you're not going to do it, then so it's almost like, if you can't make a choice to pick an option, I'm getting there's like some females out there that you got hell of a lot of options. You can't pick one. Well, okay, Libra, it's not because you're doing your Libra thing where you're being all like undecisive. It's because that's just your intuition kicking in, because like you would know if you wanted one of them, right? So it's like the universe is just gonna plop one in the mix of those other ones. And I'm hearing that Diana Ross song. Is it Diana Ross? No, Diana King, I think. Shy Guy? Yeah, Shy Guy. It's this guy. If you want to listen to that song, that's this guy. It's the song I heard. I think it's from the Bad Boys soundtrack. But that's the song I heard. with him. So pay attention to that shy guy. Or he's quite sensitive. And he is funny. When you get to know him, you'll see a sense of humor in him. Could be an air sign. Doesn't have to be water sign. Air signs can be very romantic too. But you have to make the judgment call yourself. Nobody's going to do anything for you. You can't. It's like you can't concern yourself with the opinions of others, Libra. I mean, that's not going to make you happy. That's going to make them happy. Be concerned about you and what fulfills you. And don't be afraid to try different things. Work seems really good. You just really need to focus on details. That's what I'm concerned about. And it's going to be a lot of work you're doing. Some of you, it could be like you get a project for 7 months. Or it could take you 7 months to achieve something that you're going after. Or in 7 months, you can get a very good opportunity, or you have some sort of project that you're working on. It's saying to take your time with it. Don't rush it. You want to, you don't want to be a Virgo and get obsessed about perfecting it here. But you might want to. There's some details. There's some logistics that you may miss. So I'll take that back. Because you do have a sword here, where you and then you have this animal fur. So it's not you I'm concerned about at all. I am concerned about somebody being jealous of you. So it's almost like any small opportunity, any vulnerability that you have, any room for error that you have, this person could come in and try to see that as your sign, as a point of weakness to take you down. They're not going to achieve it. Definitely, some of you may even be opening your own real estate companies, or it can even be, I just got a party planning company. You could be really good at that. It could be for kids too, something like that. Event planning. Maybe that's a business you want to look into starting. You'll be good at it. And I am seeing art, though, being distributed to different areas. So I feel like some of you have really, pat yourself on the back because you're doing really good at breaking boundaries here. I feel like you're going to be taking this step that makes you a little bit nervous. I'm not sure why. I'm getting this that feeling in a roller coaster when you go down that first drop, that feeling you get in your stomach, that I'm getting that feeling it makes you nervous, but whatever it is going to be well worth it. And it's going to break some childhood conditioning that you have, and you're going to be quite satisfied and happy. Be patient, and I'm getting your expectations need to be realistic. So don't this I'm getting a going forward and then coming back, a going forward and then a coming back sensation. And I'm not sure how to interpret that. So it may be for some of you may feel like you're doing a 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward. I mean, don't concern yourself with that. Anything you want is going to be, there's going to have to be time and effort, and it's going to be slow moving. But don't think that it's not moving forward. It is going to move forward. It's a slower progress. It's you have to give time for the seeds to grow, and not only to grow, you have to, once they've grown, you have to give it time to have fruit. So that's a process. That's 4 seasons is what I'm getting. All right, you guys, hopefully that helped you out. Namaste, and I will talk to you in the mid-months. Ciao for now.